Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, the top whip here, helping, I guess, try to get this thing solved, right? Where do things stand?
Well, right now it's really over dollars, what it's always been about. You know,
It's not over the Planned Parenthood thing or these other issues?
No, it's really about dollars. Remember, in the last 2 years with the Democrats' full party control, they added $3.5 trillion to the debt. It has always been about money. It's been about the cultural change. It's a philosophical difference of where we're going from a dollar figure. Because if you look at what they argued about yesterday, I was with Steny Hoyer. He voted for it 18 times. The president signed it into law 3 months into the office. That part doesn't matter. The money matters, and it matters to us as well.
All right, so if that is the case, Congressman, you're not separated by that much, right? The report is they're, maybe 33, 34, you're 38. Are those numbers right?
I would say the numbers are, Bill, H.R. 1 started out at 61. And
so you've come way down.
The Democrats have not produced anything. I mean, it's been, what, 48 days have been sitting in the Senate, and they've never produced
could you live with 38?
I'd always like to see more. I mean, the one thing that you want to see happen here is remember why we're here. When the Democrats were in the majority, they never passed a budget, even though we had a $1.5 trillion debt.
So does it bug you then when they say this? They're going to stick this on Republicans for being, resistant?
Well, it does bug me because when we came into power, we produced a bill and sent it to them, and they did nothing. Then we extended it twice. Remember when the president got engaged, he sent the vice president down here one day, and then left for a couple weeks. But the difficulty here is, how are we going to get our house in order? How are we going to be able to do it? So you notice the battle right now is over discretionary money, which was increased 83% in the last 3 years. So you want to tighten your belt there. We just passed a budget in committee, which we're going to the floor next week with, that will talk about trillions and talk about a tax policy.
But clearly you want to get this puppy out of the way.
Oh, you want to get this done.
So if it comes to the point where whatever the ultimate figure is, or 38 billion or whatever, talking to Rand Paul just a second ago, I get the sense, at least from Tea Partiers, they're going to be disappointed to the point of angry at that.
I think they'll be upset, but they're upset about seeing the change. Remember what you're able to do. You only had 6 months during this time. Why don't they look at the budget we just produced that talked about trillions of dollars? Wouldn't you want to get from billions to trillions if you really want to change the
I guess their argument, Congressman, is that if you have trouble settling on the billions, how are you going to settle on the trillions?
Look at this for one moment for everybody in America. Last term, when the Democrats were in the majority in Congress, in the first 4 weeks, they added $585 billion. In the first 4 weeks of this Congress, we cut $550. Whatever number we end up at will be the largest cut since World War II. So it's a whole new process. It's a whole new direction of where we're going on cutting and growing jobs.
The last time the government was shut down, Congressman, a Democratic president took advantage of what seemed like a very resistant Republican Congress. How do you avoid that same fate should it happen again tonight?
Well, the difference between then and now, the Senate is controlled by the Democrats. The Republicans produced a bill, extended it twice, and the majority in the Senate has never done anything. Even our bill got more votes than any idea over there from the Democrats. So I think just on the facts, it doesn't hold water.
That'll go away. There are many in your membership, Congressman, who are impressed with how tightly Republicans have been united, and that they're not dissuaded either by the constant media battering or the polls or any of that. Is that true?
That's true. I think it's just because of the whip, but that's okay. No. But what binds us together are principles, and we know where we're going. Now, other people, it's like putting out directions. Maybe someone wants to take the freeway. Maybe somebody wants to map quest it another direction.
But you guys ask for directions, right? Because I never do.
We're all going to the same place, though.
Okay.
So it's not on principle, it's on tactics. And that's all fair in love and war. But I think our principles are right. We're going to put this country in a new direction, let it compete where we create jobs here. That's why when you look at our budget, you talk about trillions, but you talk about an energy policy, you talk about a tax policy, you talk about a new America, one that gets to that shiny city on the hill.
All right, Congressman, I know you've had very little sleep these last few days, but thank you very, very much. Good seeing you.